call, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. PSR is excited to present to you Last Call, featuring your boy, the pimp slap P.O.D. Mike M.
Pimpin' ain't easy, but it's fun like money. Got bookies on the run, now it's time to get money. Not your typical way to ball. It's last call like some convicts waiting on the next draw. You can feel the tension. Did I mention? Fools better pay attention, cause we getting paid like a pension. T's on the ones and twos, we not the ones that lose. Mike Money's killers might even make the evening news.
And now, let's get to the picks.
We be pumping! Buzz Sports Radio. You know we be pumping!
What up? What up? Welcome on into Last Call. You already know what it's all about here. Best place to find last-minute information, advice, lineup injuries, analysis, everything you need to go out there and cash winning tickets. And we had ourselves a nice little night last night with a mini slate today here to have some fun and see if we can't get that cash. Appreciate everybody coming in on the way in. Hit that thumbs up button for us out there. Show the support. We got there last night. We had 126 likes, and we were able to go out there and have the first goal challenge. And your boy, Miggity Mac Daddy came out there and he gave it to you. Nobody put it in the chat. So selfishly, our guy C-Mac has graciously decided to put the money back in the pot for some more fun coming up soon. So it was cool. It was a lot of fun to see. I'm sure a lot of you guys were excited on the edge of your seats. We had over 30 entries. And C-Mac gave it out on the show. 18-1. He was a little chapped. He didn't play it straight up. He did get the anytime goal scorer at plus 300, but I know he was sitting back going, damn, I should have gotten that thing. And good on him, though. He was dialed in last night, and we were dialed in last night there. We had ourselves a nice evening. Let's see if we can run it back tonight. We got ourselves action across the board, albeit small board, right? We've got 5 Major League Baseball games. We've got 2 NHL games. We've got 1 NBA game and 1 WNBA game to go and get after it. We moved on in the rollover challenge. How about that? We won last night with that Tampa Bay team. Little plus money action. I was just sitting here thinking, there's 2 teams that are really at the cut. They're at the cut. So we're going to go again tonight. It's a small slate, but we can't just not do it day 2 because what? There's only a few games? No. This is where we roll up the sleeves. We thread the needle and we do our best work. We always do a great job on small slates. Today is going to be no different, you guys. You know what's up already. 3 things we need you to do here for Last Call. The first is the most important. Smash that thumbs up button for us. Help us build the brand. Let's go. Let's grow this community. And we need you guys to get vocal out there. And you're already doing a great job on Twitter, recapping, retweeting, sharing plays and successes. Let's get out there and hit that thumbs up on YouTube so that we can get to 100. We need to be at 100 likes on the regular out there with what we're doing on here. We're up almost 17 units this week. 17 for free. 17.0 free. If you're following these plays out there, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. The live streams have been great. We're finding a way to get that cash deep into some of these games that we didn't have the best reads on early. And that's what makes it so much fun. You got to keep swinging while you're hot. And that's in fact what we're going to do tonight. So hit that thumbs up button, show the support, show that you appreciate what we're doing out here on the regular. Hell, just say that you like coming in here, seeing what the chat has to say out there. That's fine too. Don't matter what you do, just hit the thumbs up button. Second, grab that pen and paper. You already know this is the sharpest chat in all the land here. YouTube ain't got nothing. I got to look and see how long we were into the stream here. They got nothing on what you guys are doing out there in the chat. We're all working together to get this cash, so why not throw your best plays in the chat so that we can recognize what you guys are on as well. We've had all day to scrub this small card. We should be banging these books tonight. There's going to be no excuses out there. Let's do just that. We got ourselves moving here. First play for Major League Baseball starts at 6:40. I'm going to have to talk and think at the same time, so that's going to be a lot of fun to see what happens. But shout out to everybody up there in the chat already. You guys early beings in here. We got new members and Rod Zawacki and I'm That Heat. It's great to see you boys showing the support. I know Rod Zawacki's going to have his Oilers jersey on tonight. He's fired up for this game. I already know my guy Rodsy's ready to roll. And we're excited to have both of you guys as new members. Joe T's in the house. He's ready to roll. He's the first commenter in there, of course. Just let's get that cash. What else you need to say? First period overs. First period overs for our guy Joe T. You know that's the NHL that he's talking about out there. Smoke and Mirror says, what up, Joe T? I'm ready to make that money. Make that money. If you guys don't watch the weekend streams, you have no idea what my guy Smoke is talking about. Let's go, Smoke and Mirrors. It's great to see you, my guy. Winner's Circle says, Ayo, Nuggets money line and over 204. Phillies money line, Liberty money line, and Caitlin Clark over 3.5 threes. The old Caitlin Clark party tonight. Perky Bumps in the house, my guy, senior ski instructor, says, hit that like button for the pimp. The Phillies money line so far cashed the Yanks earlier on the money line. David Wallace says, I think Vegas and the NBA wants the Timberwolves. Unfortunately, Carmen says the Nuggets money line is the max bet for Carmen. What's up, Carmen? It's good to see you up in the chat. Thank you for commenting. Justin McKelvey says the Stacks play of the day is good old JD, not Jack Daniels, but JD Martinez over 1.5 bases plus 148. If I had a kid, I'd name him JD, but it would be after Jack Daniels. That would be the JD Broken Jack Daniels. I actually knew it. I knew a girl that dated a guy, and his name was literally Jack Daniels. And every time I saw him, I'd get so sloppy banged up. I was like, really, dude? Your name's Jack Daniels? He had to get sick of hearing me say that every single time. Listen, it's not funny unless you do it ad nauseum. And I mean, every single time I saw this guy, I said it. And I'm sure he was sick of it. What's up, Sub Gaucho? My guy, Subhuman Gaucho says, evening, felons. There's Dan Bonner in the house. Says, let's get it, Mikey. My favorite play of the playoffs is back again tonight. Take the under saves on whoever the Canucks are playing. Picard, under 23.5 saves. Canucks just aren't shooting in these playoffs. That's a great read. That's a great read. I like that. I was looking at some goalie save props. I was thinking about the Carolina save prop over, but anyhow, we'll talk about that when we get to hockey. Thank you for sharing, Dan. Michael Lester's in the house. Says, C-Mac's the GOAT. C-Mac was fired up last night. He was ready to roll. Joe T says, what up, Smoke? I'm Matt Heat says, let's get after it. And Mikey Lester says, Mikey, let's go. Subhuman Gaucho giving us the hockey play of the day. Evander Kane under 2.5 shots on goal at minus 150 for our guy, Subhuman Gaucho. Keith's in the house there. He says, hey, Mike, let's cash these plays and good luck. And there's our guy, Juggler23, giving us the trend of the night. Teams coming off a loss in a second-round series game and playing at home have bounced back well. 21-11 against the spread, says a T-Wolves spot tonight. Leonard Porsche says, you're the man, Mike. Appreciate you, Leonard Porsche. Michael Lester says, not only giving out winners, but helping us make better bets out there. P-Dog781 says, I had Heiskanen. He scored the second. I love that Heiskanen move, man. I started talking about him on Babano's show last week, and he missed it that game, but damn if he didn't come back around, man. He's been firing. Certainly a guy you love to see those defensemen stepping up this time of the season. Coin says, what up, Mike in chat? Let's have it Thursday. David Wallace says, thanks, Mike. The Futon Bet says Philly team total runs over 4.5. Juggler23, the wise guy, WNBA plays the Liberty Fever under 173. They moved the line down to 169.5. He got it at 171.5. He's 3-1 with them wise guy plays out there for our guy, Juggler23. We appreciate you sharing. I just fucked something up. Let me see if I can get it back. All right. Let's roll on. Joey Harb's in the house. Leonard Porsche says, I'm using my DK up 2-run promo on the Oakland A's. Where did I use mine? I used mine on the Pittsburgh Pirates. We'll talk about it shortly. Kelsey's in the house, says Mikey, and there Pete Dog 781 says no brainer for me today. I'm just going to tail Mikey, and I'm going to throw in that stacks too. LFG, let's go. Kelsey says Yankees cash. They did. Pirates next. Joe Free says, what's up, Mike Money? Let's get after those ribbies. I do have a ribby in play tonight. There's my guy, Joseph Alvarado, holding it down up in Chi-Town. Says, what is up, pimp players and money makers? Let's go. Let's go, my guy, Joseph Alvarado. And Kelsey says, is your name really Mikey Money? You got to earn your nicknames around here, and apparently I earned it. So, yeah, I guess that is the case, Kelsey. I was anointed the money moniker, and I'm humbled and honored to wear the crown. So let's see if we can't get after it, though. Let's go through. You guys know the deal. Brief recap from yesterday. A lot of plays. We ended up winning, was just under 5 units yesterday overall. Both Colorado and the over 6 cash for us. 6.5 would have cashed too. It didn't matter. The Phillies first 5 team total over 2.5 cash for us. Tampa cash for us. Atlanta and the under 8.5 did not cash, but the under 9 did cash. What did we talk about yesterday? We said The Atlanta Bats can go cold or hot. They do it in groups there, and they, in fact, went cold last night. So 1-1 was a little split there. And we didn't even need any juice because the Atlanta and the under 8.5 was plus 205. Then we lit up this Texas game. It was a split on this Texas game. Nate Lowe did not get his RBI, but they won by 1. Or they covered the -1, I should say, is the better way to say that. They won their first 5 thanks to a big bottom of the 5th inning. They did not get their team total over, though. They stuck at 2 runs. They stuck it to me with those 2 runs. Then the Angels, the late ad for me was just a disaster in the under 8.5. So disappointed there, but decent day all in all in Major League Baseball. Then we rolled down the NBA. The props have been fired. Got to keep firing with these props here. Fuck these sides if that's how it's going to be. Tatum, under 29.5 points cash for us. OKC -4.5 did not cash. But the Luka 30 plus was plus 120. That cash for us. Shame on me. I had those 2 flip-flop. We talked about the SGA spot there and how he had to go over 31 if they were going to win. Why wouldn't it be the same for Luka going over 30 and then getting the win? We'll live and we'll learn. Danny Gafford over 6.5 rebounds got there, but the Wings under 162.5 did not cash. In fact, I think the final, it was 166. So close, but no cigar. Nonetheless, a winning day, and let's keep it rolling here, you guys. Let's see where we're going to start today. I know right where we're going to start today. It's the 640 opportunity, and let's see what my boy, you guys know the deal here. I'm on the 1s and 2s today. I'm on the 1s and 2s here. It's a Thursday, and you know what that means. I gotta scroll around and find. Here we go. Found it. There we go. The slide everyone's looking for. We got it. We're going to keep this tracking system in place, and we're rolling right off the hop here with the 640 special on this rollover opportunity. Let's dig in and see what we've got. Is it? There it is. There it is. There we go. Let's talk about this first game. The Mets and the Phillies going on right now at 6:40 p.m. We got 28 minutes till post. We got a total that's climbing, and we got a line that's somewhat stagnant. Interesting spot, though, depending on how you read this. So this line opened at -136. It's now -135 for the Phillies. 85% of the bets and 86% of the cash on, what did I do there? And I'm sorry, 86% of the cash on the Phils. You say that dropped a penny, but on the other side of things, the Mets line has moved almost 20 cents. It's gone from +116 to +135. So not entirely reverse line movement in this case here. In fact, it's kind of it's almost more of like an equalizing line opportunity out there. The totals climbed. Excuse me. The total gone from 8 to 8.5. 75% of the bets, 75% of the cash on the over. And we might as well just skip the pleasantries and go right after it. Quintana's a fade. Walker's a play. That's it. That's all I can say. I'll say a whole lot more, actually. Let's talk about this game here. We got Taijuan Walker, 4.82 ERA, but catching run support with a 3-0 record. The Phillies are just mashing the meatball when it comes to lefties on the bump, and there should be no difference here today with Quintana. Quintana, if there wasn't for the rain delay that last game Quintana started, he would have gotten lit the fuck up. And it was a shame because I used my my 2+ run token against it. And because of the rain delay and then eventual postponement, he did not go. So he's also working on a disrupted pattern out there. And some numbers that you got to know specifically here when it comes to being like the highest rated spot on the card for me. Teams in the last game of a series are 12-0 straight up when they're playing a divisional team with a starter who won the previous meeting. That is Quintana. They fucked around with that schedule adjustment that we just talked about out there. So the way I'm going to attack this, though, because we're looking at this for the rollover challenge here, we take the $100 that we had yesterday. We made 120 off of that with Tampa Bay. That gives us 220. I'm dropping 220 on Philadelphia -1 at +105. 220 going down on Philadelphia -1 at +105 for the second leg of our rollover challenge. I know a lot of you guys like them Mets, and I don't understand why. We're sitting here at Citizens Bank Park. It's this lefty opportunity. There's wind out there, and they said there should be scattered showers through the day. So I don't get excited about that, but I do think these guys go out there and just continue to strike it down. There's my guy, Lamont Williams. Hey, Mikey, I'm here. It's good to see you, Lamont. Hope you're having a good vacation, my guy. You deserve it. And that's, in fact, what we're going to do here. We deserve catching this big break here. Give me these Phillies -1, opening the show up here. Official play and official rollover. Again, it's going to have $220 at +105. We started with 100. We're trying to get this thing to 10K. That's how we're going to do it here. We're going to open her up and get her done here. The rollover challenge, you'll see there on the right. The other team I was contemplating, we'll talk about in the NHL. It's an NHL look that I was contemplating, but ultimately I just got to go back to it. Whenever we see this Taijuan Walker against mediocre baseball teams is just a phenomenal gift that keeps on giving, and no reason that we don't roll with it tonight. Your call if you play it or not, but I'm telling you, we're getting a 10K, and you're not going to want to miss out on being a part of that victory. So I also looked at the under in that spot. I thought maybe about the under, but then I looked at the line and I was like -135, but I don't want to compromise the -110 type of integrity in a number by jumping in on a big favorite like that and just kind of compound or negating. Ultimately, it's just hurting us in the overall. Like, I want this thing to get to 10K. Not saying that I'm going to take it aggressive or egregious numbers in that spot, but P-Dog says you don't like the run line. It's the home team. That's the thing that gets me with that spot. The other play that I am back in on as well is that first 5 team total over 2.5. First 5 team total over at +115. So despite I think the game goes under, I think it's because the Mets have struggled with their bats. But I'm going to go back to the Phil's first 5 team total over, and I got the -1 at +105. And let's keep her rolling out there. Let's see what we got for game number 2. I added this one in here. This was a late ad for me. This number keeps dropping. So this is get her. Well, it's hot. There's huge buying coming in on the under in this Tampa Bay Rays Boston Red Sox game. This line opened up at -102. It's moved to -108. 54% of the bets and 79% of the cash on the Boston Red Sox. When we look at the total, it opened at 8.5. It's down to 7.5. So I locked it in at 8. You can still get an 8. 93% of the bets and 93% of the cash on the over. Yet this thing is dropping like a stone. Under 8 is sitting there at -105 right now. Under 8, -105 at Bet Rivers. We got Criswell and Lytle out there, 2 sub-3 ERA performers. Well, Lytle's right on the cusp of that number, but this series has been playing to the under for us, and no reason for that not to continue in this spot here. Again, this is more of a steam alert opportunity here. The first game was 8.5. It went under. The second game was 9.5. It went under. The third game was 8. It went under. And we're seeing the steam action coming in here. Give me Boston. Give me the under 8 in this second game of the card. Pretty interesting because despite it being a smaller card, there's quite a few spots that I really did like here. And I had my eyes on this thing at 8.5, but then when I saw it jump into 8, I locked it in. And the fact that it is continuing to drop now means that the books are very much taking serious this cash that's coming. I don't think it's my cash that they're taking that serious, but there's definitely some conglomerates that are coming in there, smacking on that under and pushing that line down now to 7.5. Darius Moore says Phillies and under 8. I love that spot. It's a +225 parlay. Just saying. I may have looked. I may have tasted that. I don't know. Coin says, on a 2, Mikey. Boston under 8's -120. Fair number. Considering it continues to drop. And Tarek B says Tampa first 5 under for Tarek B with that Tampa game out there. Kelly V's up in the house. What up, Kelly V? Good to see you. Says, what's up, peeps? And Vanessa Lomax. There's a new name I have not seen yet. What's up, Vanessa Lomax? Says Markel. Are you Markel? Will the real Markel please stand up? Kelly V says, at Perky, any weather wins, ? Troy Torrance in the house. Troy, one of us is going to have a good day, my friend. One of us will have a strong day. Here's Troy Torrance's action in the chat there. He likes the Mets. He likes the A's. He likes the Cubs. And he likes the T-Wolves and the under in that T-Wolves game out there for our guy, Troy Torrance. Yeah, thank you, Markel. I wasn't sure. Good to see you, Markel. Justin McCovey says the Rays first 5 -0.5 at +120. And Connor Hurdy Kelly is a new name I have not seen in here thus far. Says only unsure leg of my parlay is Rangers Canes alternate under 6.5. How we feeling about that? And Troy Torrance says, am I tweaking, Mike? I don't know I don't know if you're tweaking or I'm tweaking. One of us is going to be tweaking. Because, if you ask me to be on the opposite side of everything, then I got it. Let's talk about this next game. Pirates and Cubs spot. Here we go out there at Wrigley. Here's a spot with a total that's climbing. We've gone from 7.5 to 8s. And the Cubbies are dropping here, minus 126 to minus 122. 81% of the bets, 90% of the cash on the Cubs. It's kind of the same situation as that Phillies line, though. It's dropped 4 cents against the Cubs, but it's added 2 cents on the Pirates. So right now you can get the Pirates at plus 110. 97% of the bets and 97% of the cash on the over. Here's what's kind of messed up as I was digging into this game. It looks like the wind's blowing out almost 10 miles an hour. But for whatever reason, this line is dropping. So everybody saw the wind, and I think that's why they're banging on this over. Maybe it's the potential rain that's in the forecast for these guys as well. But this should be a fun pitching duel here. We've got Jones at 2.68. Now, his 2 and 4, the starting record's so garbage or the starting pitching record is just a measurement of stupidity. It's not his fault these guys can't hit and give him run support, but he did keep a 2.68 ERA thus far through his first, well, at least 6 starts on the season. And then we got Super Steele out there, Jesse Steele going for the Cubs. Not a great run for this guy as of late with a 4.72 ERA. He's another guy that can't get any run support out there. And this is a game I lit up. I lit this one up. I'll share it with you guys right off the gate here. I really like this Pittsburgh spot. For me, this was a go Pittsburgh spot. There's kind of a revenge bounce back angle that's in play for these guys. But when I look at these 2 pitchers here, look at what Jones is doing out there. He's got a 2.68 ERA, as I mentioned. He's got 56 strikeouts over 47 innings. That's over a K an inning out there. Gonna be tough. Now, the Cubs, I think, are also due for regression. I think they're a sell factor right now. They started out the first quarter of the season. I think they were the most effective offense at home, that being at Wrigley. They were just scoring a ton of runs. But, the guys like Bellinger and Bush are inconsistent at best, I guess. Kind of the big horses that roll that boat out there, or that pull that sled, if you will, for getting my analogies mixed up on there. At the other side of things, though, I was looking at this one and I see Steele. Yeah, he got lit up that last outing. No question about it. But he's only allowed 1 run over 9 innings prior to that. So the question is, does he bounce back after the bad start? When you look at this Pittsburgh offense, it's the right team to be playing against. They're just 3.74 runs a game. Should be a good bounce back spot for Steele. This is what led me to get this thing done here. I'm looking at the opportunity for Pittsburgh to come out of this thing on fire. First 5 in full game for me. I've got the +1 first 5 on Pittsburgh. Whoops. Plus. What do we got? Plus. The first 5 for Pittsburgh is now down. So we're seeing movement in the right direction there. We got a +105 on the first 5. We've got a +110 on the full game. So a Nichols movement to the Pirates' direction from just an hour ago. And now we're sitting at +110 for the full game. I also attacked this first 5 under. Right now I see the 4 is -105. I wouldn't pay the 4.5 at -148. It's 4 or 5, or I should say it's 3 or 5, more realistically here. If this number falls right on 4, then we push, but I wouldn't advocate paying an extra 50 cents right now. You can get the under 4. It's -105 for this first 5 under 4. That's correlated between me seeing Jones has been out there throwing the ball like a maniac out there. His K to inning ratio is tremendous for a young up-and-comer out there. On the other side of things, I do expect a bounce back for Steele and the low-scoring offense that's Pittsburgh. That doesn't mean that Chicago wins the game. That just means that I think it's a lower scoring opportunity. So the under 4 at -105 for us is the triple dip for me in Major League Baseball. Only 1 game left for me in MLB. So I had to load up somewhere, and that's the game I chose to load up on. And there's our guy, C-Mac in the house. Make it a Mac, Daddy. How are you?
What up? How we doing, Mikey? Shout out to the chat. What's going on?
Thus far, C-Mac, we have covered baseball. We have talked about the rollover challenge. The second leg of the rollover challenge is going to be the Phillies -1. And I know there's a ton of Mets love out there. Everybody loves this Mets for some reason today. But we're a couple teams deep in baseball. What did you think about that game, Mets and Phillies?
Yeah, I get it here. Taijuan Walker, where you want to back him, is at home. More on the road I have in the past. I don't trust the Mets. I mean, this could be a game that they could get. I'm right with you. I think this is how can you fade the Phillies with a lefty? This is baseball. It could happen. I just don't think you should do it here. They're again, I go through this lineup. I love it. I think it's set up well. A guy like Sosu just eats lefties. Gets on it pitched all right, but I remember those last couple starts at the end of last year. They just tattooed him, Mikey. So low total. I don't know how much this wind is going to get into this game. It's blowing 10 to 15 in. So I'm not sure about that. I think the Phillies can get 4. The team total 5.5s, just for me, have almost been none. I just don't even bet them anymore.
Yeah.
4.5s, I'm almost done with those, unless I really, really love it. So yeah, if you got the Phillies earlier, there was some minus 120s around there. I think that's the move.
So some other numbers that I neglected to mention for this game here. The Mets, they're 1-14 straight up when they're going against a lefty as a dog. 1-14 in the lefty dog roll. On the flip side of things, though, you know who's killing it? Taijuan Walker. Taijuan Walker in the role that he's got out there is a guy. I've tried to pull up the numbers that I had for him as well. He's been on fire in this role that he has out there today. So this definitely was a spot where you kind of had two or I should say opposite correlating or contrary opinions out there, right? The Mets are in a struggle spot. The Phillies were in a buy-on spot to me, and especially with Taijuan Walker going out there. He's just a beast out there, and I think it's a good opportunity for us to get this role.
I think the Mets could get to him. They have in the past. Like I said, I just like him a little better at home. And he's a guy we talked about tons of times, Mikey. Early on, once the All-Star break, fade this guy. It seems like he just gets ripped in August and September. But every year, he's healthy. I know it took him a minute to go in this year. He's been really, really good, and it's just been a fade late. So
all the let's see what else we got here. I was trying to find the correlating Taijuan Walker spot there now that I got you here, but I can't find it. So
shout out to the chat. It's all good. You can find it. Juggler, what's going on? Justin, P-Dog, there. Oh, yeah, PZ. I got this hat on just for you. My dude, Joe Free, Kelly, Pert. What up, my man? Troy Torrance. What's up? What's up? Lucky, Joseph, Fletcher Berry, Fredo. Shout out to everyone in here. Vanessa, Connor, Tariq, Coin, Lamont Williams, Subhuman Gaucho, Voodoo, all the regulars up in here. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we gave you your flowers too, man. Got the first goal scorer last night in the NHL game. Was a hell of a call. First goal of the season or the postseason for this guy.
What's going on tonight then, Mikey? What game are you gonna? You got to. I don't want the money, so we gotta do a new one, right?
We're gonna drop her in the kitty and get her going again here. We got to figure out the spot to be involved with on this one here. We might have to do it on the Edmonton game there.
Let's do the late game. Okay, let's do the late game. But remember, first we got 150 in here. Just hit the like. We got to get what 125, Mike.
125, guys. We got 126 on the dot yesterday here. A couple of you guys were snoozing at the wheel, but we got plenty of time to get there. So we're going to roll it back. The $25 challenge is back in play. Our guy C-Mac has kindly decided to reinvest in our community here and give you guys that $25 second crack at it. So you know the deal. Hit that thumbs up button for the late game. When we get to 125 likes, whoever gets that first goal scorer prop will get the $25 out there. You're going to have to throw it in the comment section. But let's get back to some baseball. We'll talk more about that when we get to the NHL. Let's see. C-Mac, I jumped in on the under in this Tampa-Boston game. Tampa and Boston 7-10 AL East showdown. Any thoughts for you there?
How can you not, Mike? I mean, this kind of, we talked about the Brave game yesterday. The unders are just having money. I've been on all of these. I love the move to the 8, but it was coming. It's kind of like the earlier game. I got the 8.5 last night, Yankees Twins. It went to 8 even late last night. And today, this was the 8. Not the best weather, mid-50s, winds blowing in. These pitchers, though, have been really good, and they could get by again, but I think there's some regression coming soon for both these guys. But both these lineups just haven't been very good. When you look at it, bottom third in ton of categories are these two teams. So I'm right there with you. I would be running to this over unless these teams get well. Like Cooper Criswell, we'll get to the A's game later. A guy I've seen a ton. Like, he's not a 2 ERA guy. So he's going to get hit. And he was really good in the last game where he fan 9. He got a no decision against the Nats in 5 innings. So will it be tonight? I don't think so. So I agree with you here. It's an under.
And we're starting to see some 7.5s creeping in the marketplace as well. So this thing's just bottoming out.
I'd go, get the 8 full game. I always talk about the 4 first 5. Like if I would have get the 4.5 with this first 5, I would have really, really liked to jump on it. Because when you know this baseball, you know where this line's going. That's why you look at these the night before or as early as you can in the morning. And that's right where this was heading. So if somebody out there has that, that'd be great. Or got a really good number with the 4.
Pirates Cubs. Next game on the docket there, 7:40. Big continental divide here because my man Troy Torrance likes them Cubbies. I'm looking at them Pirates though. C-Mac, be the coin flip for us. Be the official decision splitter here for us. Who's going to win this game here? Pirates Cubs.
Yeah, I don't want anything in this baseball game at all. Jared Jones, I think, is pretty good. Cubs finally broke out of it, and scored some runs after being shut out yesterday. At least they're back home. I don't know if this is the best spot. We just saw these teams play. Both these pitchers just pitched. Steele got hit pretty hard. I wonder how good the hamstring was. I thought the first start back, he looked decent in San Diego. I think he went 4 innings in that game. And then he gave it up just to these Pirates. Usually when I see teams see each other within the week, I want to fade him, but I think he could pitch better in this game. I don't trust the Pittsburgh bats at all. So as you think there's value on it, I don't think there's enough. So I'm off here.
Yeah, I also jumped in on that first 5 under 4. I thought there was some value there.
In this?
Yeah, the Pittsburgh game.
All right.
Give me only because the offense for the Pirates is borderline anemic. You look at what they do on the road, 3.74 runs a game. Then you look on the Cubs side of things. I mentioned that I think that they're due for some regression just because of how they, they started off the offense so on fire to start things off the season in a cold Chicago and Wrigley, but now here they are, and I just felt like it was a good opportunity for some regression. You got Jones, who's got out there getting 56 strikeouts over 47 innings. Guy's over a K an inning. Those are the numbers I want to get involved with and invested with for teams that I believe are underachieving in this Pirates team. And we know that they are capable of, kind of putting some runs up there when push comes to shove. So let's get
He's
to this
got no
next
run support, Mike. He's
Yeah.
gotten 0. And I think he gets hit a little bit more. He was rised in which is a pretty good prospect, pretty quick through the minors, but he was more of a mid-4 ERA guy, not where he's been. This record. It's just tough. He hasn't got any run support. This could be a game maybe the Cubs get to him. They got to feel pretty good, at least getting some runs yesterday.
The big one on deck here, probably I made that Pittsburgh Pirates one, a big one for me, but as far as a big game is concerned, a lot of split conversation here. It seems like the Oakland Athletics are the shoe-in here against Javier. You got Joey, I can't even say his last name, Testes, I don't know, but now we got Javier trying to bounce back from a tough start out there. 89% of the bets, 74% of the cash on the Astros. The line is dropping, 225 to minus 210. Then we look at the total. The total's climbing. 93% of the bets, 93% of the cash on the over in this game here. And this is a clean one. We have not gotten to this one yet. We've got Estes with the 1.8 ERA. He's got himself a 1-0 record. Javier, though, has got the 4.01 ERA, just coming off of getting ballooned like a beach ball. Bartolo Colon was embarrassed for this guy. That's how bad that last start was. That being said, tell me what you think here, C-Mac. We got this Astros team at home. They're starting to get some life on these bats. What do you think?
Yeah, and they just could see a pitcher here with Estes, however you want to go through it. I've seen him a bunch here in Vegas, and that's the worry for me in this game because I think he could hit. That gets me to this total I lean over. I think Javier could get hit because I want this A's team. I think they can score some runs. And this line's come down a little bit. 20 cents from earlier? If there's one spot they're going to get it is, I think, early off Javier. So I thought there was value with the A's. And this is one I could get crushed. I mean, the Astros could hit him hard, and the A's do nothing. But too much everything I was into this game, I had to be on the A's. I had to take a shot here with the first 5 because I think they could score some runs, especially, after watching these, taking a team after not scoring, Mikey, 2 or 3 days, and they look for it. Doesn't always work. But Javier off the bad start, maybe back home he pitches well, but I just saw a ton of value. So I took the A's first 5 plus 175. And I lean over. I know this is 9. I don't even know if I took a 9 over. Well, the Rockies.
Yeah, of course.
Rangers. I took a 9.5 because I thought it was too low. But I haven't really taken any 9s, but I definitely lean that way. He's a decent pitcher with decent stuff, but I've seen his minor league starts. I mean, he was consistently giving up 5 here. Like, I know it's a PCL, ball flies here, Reno, Colorado Springs, Salt Lake, but I just don't think he's ready for the bigs. And he looked really sharp in that last start. That last start versus the Mariners, same movement. Mariners were minus 250 or so, and it dropped all the way down to 190 just in his last start 5 days ago. Can't happen again. I had to take a piece.
I think there's definitely, you're right. 175, you're trying to just kind of play on that Javier being just in rough form. The thing I have here is the bounce back stat. I talked about this in the chat earlier on Jimmy's show. I'll elaborate on it here in just a second, but kind of like we talked about with this Pittsburgh team, 3.14 runs per game, the second fewest in Major League Baseball is the Oakland Athletics offense. So, the opportunity for the strong favorite off the bad game versus starter off a win, to me says, we talked all around the edges of this thing. Estes, maybe not as good as what his numbers showed here to start things off. You got some breaks. You got this Athletics offense that's not the second worst in Major League Baseball. Then you got a guy in Javier that, should be better than his numbers. Maybe came back a little too soon or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I think his neck might be a little messed up.
Torqued, right?
That small start in AAA, that rehab, he gave up, I believe, 3 runs before he got shelled. So maybe
they him back in there, and he got beat up again when he came back. But the Astros do play better at home, 10-12 on the season as well. So that strong favorite bounce back opportunity. The strong favorite, bad start, starter off a win that they're opposing. They're 35-1 in those spots, 30-6 on the run line. They're busting up that straight up the money line. They're winning by almost 5 runs a game in those spots. So I think if you're looking at a team to bounce back against, all these, it just all fit. I get it. I totally get it. I would, any other day of the week, I'd be on a spot where I'm looking at Oakland saying, give me this value. I'll take the stab against this guy that might have this neck tweak. But I think this sets up perfectly for this Astros. And I got a -1.5 at -104. Now, you can get your first 5. You guys can get your cash and get out of there. Let me take this full game, though. And
these pictures are the big key because in that start with Javier, no Ks and 4 walks. That was is he bounced back and look like the guy we know, or is there something really, really wrong with him? Shout out to the chat. Everyone hit the like button. We need to get to 125 before we can do it. Yeah, Rooker, these props in this game are showing there's going to be runs off these 2 pitchers. Yeah. If you look at the RBIs, everything, the homers, they're down. So they're thinking there's runs here.
To the question, Alec Dirk says, Mike, you got any ribeye for the Phillies game? I was leaning to, it's not the sexy play out there, but how could he not like Bryce Harper? Bryce Harper is sitting there at plus 155 as a guy to get the job done. Was a guy that I looked at, but we got to keep it rolling because we've got ourselves. What do you think? Anything jump out at you? RBI wise in that game?
Harper, Riamoto, Bohm, he didn't get it for me yesterday off a lefty. And Sosa's been big, Guys, he got another RBI yesterday. He's in there just against lefties. The only shitty thing is the pitch hit if he doesn't get it. But sometimes they yank him, but he's been really, really good in the 8-hole, just in there against lefties.
So Troy says 36-game sample, 5-run win margin. Yeah. And here's the thing about the sample. It's not something that gets so hung up on the number of times. This sample goes back to October of 2022. So it's more about when the situation happens and then tracking in and obviously seeing how it does from there. And it's gone 35-1, 30-6 overall in those spots. So I definitely share it with you, Troy. It's an interesting situation. And if you think about these teams and kind of what their DNA is and their makeup, this is where it just felt like a perfect fit for me. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes overall. Fanatical Jim says Kyle Tucker, RBI plus 146. I'm a sucker for Kyle Tucker. What's not to like about that guy?
Yeah, I mean, I wish he was in the 4-hole, not the 2-hole, but
yeah.
Not that that's the craziest thing, but I like him I'd rather have guys in front of him. These guys, I'd rather have Bregman in front of him, Alvarez. But, yeah, hey. I'm the same way.
Last game on the MLB card, then we'll jump into some NHL and the NBA and WNBA and get you guys up out of here. The Reds and the Dodgers. This is the proverbial should any team be a minus 300 out there. And we got this game rolling here. Cincinnati Reds opened up as huge dogs, plus 235, and they've only gotten bigger, plus 275. 96% of the bets, 91% of the cash on the LA Dodgers. And then as far as this total, it's dropping. It literally just dropped as I said that. It went from 8 to 7.5. Now there's 7s out there with 98% of the bets and 98% of the cash on this game. Tricky situation here, C-Mac. We got Glass now rolling out there with a 2.53 and a 6-1 starting record. They got Suter on the other side, 3.86. He's getting no run support, but these numbers and this dropping total suggest this is going to be a pitcher's battle. Can you get behind that? Do you endorse the pitcher's battle in this game, C-Mac?
Yeah, I guess you could just go the full game under, but it starts to get dicey. The Dodgers can just get this on their own, and it looks like Sutter, I don't know how far he's going to go, and maybe Martinez, because I saw him maybe being after. He's not very good. It's showing. The Reds team total 2.5 minus 135. I mean, I think Glasnow pitches well. Yeah, I just don't want it anything here. Seems like Dodgers after a day of the bats being cold will score some runs in this game.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. We got the big dog factor here. So contrary to what a lot of you guys think when it comes to the minus 300 pluses or whatever, Fletcher Berry, we do have the rollover play. It's just starting here. It's the Philadelphia Phillies -1 at plus 105. -1 plus 105. Plenty of time to get that in there as well. We took the 100 from yesterday. The 120 we won. We took that 220. We dropped it on the Phils -1 plus 105. Shout out to Old E gifting a membership out there. My guy. We already got the update.
Old E.
Fernando Mendoza. Things we don't want to see, but we do want to see those gifted memberships from our guy, Old E. We appreciate you. And I was going to drop in there and say, the big dog factor when people say that, it's kind of a quirky little spot there. The starter lost this. If their next starter lost his last start versus the opponent, for whatever reason, those big dogs are 1-34. It's kind of a weird scheduling spot there. In this case, it does support or suggest that would be the case. Joe Free says big Pete bomb. I don't have any play in that game, though. I don't want anything to do with that fucking minus 300. I mean, you got to lay 2.5 runs on a cold bats team there. That doesn't strike me as a solution for winning long term, C-Mac.
Glasnow's, he's just looked, other than that one start, dominant so far. The best I've really ever seen him. I know it's early on, but yeah, the Reds are tempting. Maybe like a first 3.
Like
they haven't been swinging. I know they scored some runs in Arizona.
They had to though.
Yesterday it
went under. Series with Arizona, they didn't do. They were on the other side of it. They kept losing those games 4-3. So it was kind of like within the week.
Yeah, and they lost again. I mean, they got one of those in Arizona, but just ended up losing 1-run games.
Well,
can we get that tonight? We got a little 3-2 game here, maybe.
Fuck everybody that lays the -1.5 on the Dodgers. And if you took the money line with the Reds, you're screwed as well.
Yeah.
Shout them out, boys and girls. Appreciate you guys. Smash that thumbs up button. Let's move into some NHL here. We got to get this thing rolling because we got 7-10 and then the 10-10 game. And C-Mac has graciously donated his first goal scoring prop from yesterday and said, you know what, put the 25 back in the pool. We need 125 likes. And after the show's done, go and comment in the video who you think is going to be the first goal scorer. Winner's going to get themselves $25 cold, hard cash ready to roll tonight. Let's talk about this first game with this New York Rangers going out there. And we got a big one here between the Rangers and the Hurricanes. What do we see going into yesterday? We saw no team could close them out in a game 5. Now we've moved past game 5. This, what was a huge series lead for the Rangers, 3-0, has kind of taken itself a little toil now. They're back to a 3-2 spot, C-Mac. Carolina backs against the wall, do or die on their home ice. You think they have a shot to extend this thing to 7?
I do, but not at minus 150 because I think this game's tight, right?
Right.
The values with the Rangers, I think the Canes, are like, we could win this here at home. I mentioned they're just a team I don't really want on the road. Big good at home. But yeah, seeing this 140 with the Rangers, how can you not want to take them? I don't think so, though. I think this is going back to MSG in the end here, Mikey. And what do you think? There's going to be goals in this game or no?
So I got the first period under. I'm going back
under,
to this game.
yeah.
Last time I fucked this up because I know I got T put it in here, and I start talking and we move on to the next game and I forget they put it back on the screen. So there is that beautiful graphic that is. And look, straightforward opportunity here. Same deal, backs against the wall. First period's got to come out tight. They start opening up in that second and third period based on kind of it's chess, right? They're trying to figure this thing out. I'm on the Rangers. This line dropped 5 cents from when the show opened. Now I'm seeing it dropped again. Just now it dropped even again. Real time dropped again. Cash is coming in. Go back to the ref report. Starting official out there again. Francis Sharon, 6-0 this season for the New York Rangers. Carolina 0-1-2. The assistant liney, the guy that's going to be blowing the whistle out there, 3-1 in favor of the Rangers, 2-1-2 on the Hurricanes. Calls more penalties, surprisingly, on the home teams than the road teams, for whatever reason that may be. Lots of even-up opportunities out there. I think if Carolina does score, the Rangers will fire right back. But I'm on this Rangers team. I got him. What's the best number that's out there right now? It's showing 135, but I know it just dropped on DraftKings. It's 130s now and dropping. So 130 on down to 124. I think it's going to be an opportunity that this one does get shut down. And to me, it was just a matter of time. The NHL didn't want these series to go too quick. They needed to get a little bit more blood out of them. They needed to generate a few more TV dollars out there. And I do think that this one is nail in the coffin time. And it'll be interesting to see how it plays out with that Boston one next, because I believe the East started the playoffs first. I believe that they're going to be the ones that get the advantage for the next round. They'll have more rest advantage because of the higher seeding. But I think this is game over for Carolina tonight. I think it's nighty night. Put the boys to bed.
I wish you luck. I love it. The plus 140.
We're swinging up. We're taking the stab. We're trying to get that cash on it. And it's a spot where, similar to last night where we talked about Colorado taking that plus money situation there. Some people look at the line and they're like, well, they're down 3-2 in the series and it's a plus 135. They were fucking plus 105 at home, the game 1 of the season or the series, the Rangers. They were minus 105 the second game. Plus 135 is, you can't read into that line and say, well, why is it this value? Because it's been fucked since the get-go. They're barometer.
Yeah, they're. I mean, that's just the line. They think the Canes are that much better. The looks.
So we'll see what happens here. We do have this last game here for the 10 p.m. slot. This will be the anytime goal scorer situation out there. Anytime goal scorer. Again, 125 likes. Get the goal scorer into the comment section on this YouTube video. I'll repost it on X after the show as well. And let's talk about some Edmonton Oilers. The big move was the Picard change out there. They go to Picard. The Canucks still running with the Rook. The Canucks are sporting the Rooks. And it'll be interesting to see how this game plays out, C-Mac. I said this before the last game. Advantage Edmonton. And despite the situation and where you look at the series and, now it's tied. So I get it. It's 2-2 situation, but all that firepower was snoozing while they were trying to calculate a way to get past this rookie goaltender that they hadn't seen. You got bright lights. Stakes are high. There's nobody else to go to. This is finally the spot where I think the tread comes off the tires for Silovs there. And I think Edmonton finds a way to get this job done. I didn't want to fuck with the total in this game. I just wanted to go to Edmonton. It's a little pricey at minus 140, but I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it because I think that they are the better team. Vancouver's had a nice run. What we've seen with that Draisaitl, McDavid, and Hyman line is done out there. But I think they got a little spark, and they had that opportunity to put the backup goaltender in to kind of breathe new life into the team to say, okay, we stabilized this thing. Now we can go out there, we can move forward and try to get back in the game. So that's kind of how I think this Edmonton spot goes here. They got to win this one on the road, and they probably shut it down their next game at home as well. Probably a 6-game series. Vancouver's lucky to have made it as far as they are. Am I totally crazy?
No, I think the series goes 7. So let's go heads up, Mikey. Give me the Canucks here. I think I got plus 130. Yeah, or a little bit earlier. Plus 130 on the Nucks here. They just have to stay out of the penalty box, which is not going to be easy because the Oilers with all these guys are so quick and so fast, but they're just so dominant on the power play. The Oilers, Picard, I don't think is good. One thing, the Nucks, they got to shoot it here, because they're not getting enough to the net. I love that they're back home. I think the Canucks win this game, and I think maybe we get another really big second or even the third period. So if this game's tied up after 1 or 2, I think they can get the job done. I don't buy this Oilers team. I've told you that in the past.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they snuck that one out even last game. So I'm on the Nuck heads.
It'll be fun to see that game and know that we have the first goal scorer tied to it as well, because it's a big one. I mean, the series it's an even series again right now, and they're back to you've got a situation where Vancouver technically has the home ice advantage again. So it'll be a lot of fun to see how that one gets itself played out.
Off the loss, let's talk about the goal.
Yeah.
We got a couple more. We got to get a couple more likes here. We're almost there. We're a little over. There we go. 110.
Nice.
15 more. There's Rod Z. He loves Edmonton. Yeah, 5-2. Sounds like a homer there a little bit, but maybe they win. Did you have any that you wanted to throw out in the first game?
For goal scorer?
First goal? Yeah.
I didn't, but I can take a quick peruse through here and let you guys know. What do you think?
I didn't really have a ton because I didn't know which game we were going to do.
Yeah, I was kind of in the same boat there. I mean, contrary to the opinion that I'm looking at, and with this Rangers side here, I would lean to Kuznetsov, and I'll tell you the guy the guy that might be a little rowdy, a little randy, ready to roll out there is Rempe. He's kind of been quiet. He started off the playoffs. He got everybody rolling. He's a physical beast. Everyone's trying to fight him, but it wouldn't surprise me to see in a big game where it matters, a fresh guy, rookie, steps up, sports his case, and says, I'm here to stay. And it's a plus 3,000 for Rempe to get that thing done as well. I would go boomer, but you look at any goal scorer for that guy. Any goal scorer in the Rempe quadrant is.
Damn. It's a huge one here, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't want to.
I think the Canes score first. And Kuznetsov has gotten some goals. I don't mind that. But this guy's been a no-show. Talked about yesterday, some of these guys. A little in this series, at least. Teravainen, 18-1. I think he can get one early. That'd be my.
I like Teravainen.
Yeah.
That's that sweet spot range, too. That's the one you nailed yesterday. Wasn't that 18-1 spot there? That seems to be more often than I remember. I hit one goal scorer overtime prop last week, and it was an 18-1 spot as well. It seems like they kind of fall into that little.
Nice. Who was it?
It was on Tuesday. Trocheck. It was Trocheck for the Rangers.
Trocheck, yeah.
The Rangers. Yeah. He was able to get the job done and again 18-1. I was over on Babano's live stream, his little live betcast that he had going on there. P-Dog says Pimp is on the Rangers. That is an affirmative. And I'm on the Oilers. Shout out to Rod Zawacki in the house. He's rolling that jersey out there. Justin McKelvey says 1-0 Mets with the Alonzo Jack. I know, guys. We got to get rolling to get this thing done so I can get out there and watch this game. Let's go. I got one NBA spot. Well, I got 2 NBA spots for you guys.
The second game? This is the guy. Connor Garland, 16-1. Bang one in early, first goal scorer. And use that if you want. Nobody used my Pavelski yesterday.
He's giving you the game plan there, guys. Go out there.
Connor Garland, First goal.
19-1
Finds the back of the net. Lights the lamp.
Right in the sweet spot there for them.
Let me guess. We're going to see a lot of Hyman, McDavid, Draisaitl.
Oh, of course.
And maybe a few, Miller. But give me Connor Dog.
I'm going to go with Bouchard. Bouchard at 2,500. He's had an effective defensive, offensive-led program out there, and I think he's a guy that can certainly make some hay. He's top-line scoring, top power play unit as well. 25-1 for Bouchard to be the first goal scorer. You can use that one too if you want there. So you got two choices from C-Mac and I. When we get done, you guys, make sure you get there, hit that thumbs up button on the YouTube video, and in the comments, post your first goal scorer for the Edmonton game.
Get it, Joe. Put it in the chat. I like JT Miller. I like that. He's around 11-1, 12. Yeah.
A team that it's so much more fun when you got a team that can score. When you got two teams that can score, everybody's a viable target and candidate out there. 7 p.m. is right around the corner, guys. Let me jump into this real quick here. We got the Liberty and the Fever. We got a little WNBA action. Sadly, I lost my second WNBA bet of the season.
What'd you have?
I had the under in. It was the under 162.5, and it ended up.
And it went over
66 or some shit like that. So yeah, it went over.
Okay.
But we got a lone game. It's a 7 p.m. start. I put some action on them Indiana Fever at plus 8.5 here. Big debut situation for Caitlin Clark. They're going to pump that thing up. It's going to be ridiculous. I was looking at it, the price of the tickets the other day at Madison Square Garden. Caitlin Clark was $54. The price for the average ticket around the rest of the league was $19. It's a big deal, this girl being there. Everybody knows that. But now we got this situation where I talk about the run. This thing went from 5.5 to 8.5. So we got the 3 points of beyond movement in this case, 49% of the bets and 65% of the cash on the Fever. So I'm jumping in on this thing thinking that I'm going to catch the best end of this number. But as I was kind of looking at these numbers and kind of breaking it down, Caitlin Clark's the pivotal player. She's the one that they got to get to here to make things happen. We all know that. Her total points was set too high. It went from 21.5 that last game. She got 20. They've brought that down to 20.5 out there. I'm playing on the averages here. The Liberty are trying to get their first 2-0 start since 2021. The Fever trying not to have their fourth straight 0-2 season start there. So, meanwhile, they probably end up doing that. They probably end up falling away to come just short, but I'm not going to jump in on the plus 290. But at almost a double-digit spot, these girls got to win by 11 points. We saw with this Liberty team the last time that they played out there was there was a big number. There was movement against them. They won the game, right? But, 85-80, that Washington team, they were almost double-digit favorites in that spot. And they just weren't able to get the job done, and they really haven't. The last time they covered a big spread like that was preseason against Chicago, but we saw Chicago. They're just not in the same league at this point. I do like, the Fever got busted up against the Sun. We were on the Sun that game. We faded the Fever in that spot, but I think this is a good opportunity to take advantage. The other one I went to was Jonquel Jones. Jonquel Jones over 1.5 threes is plus 110. And when you look at this girl and who is she? Well, league MVP, certainly somebody that's capable. They kind of kept her on ice to start the season off early last year. She was only averaging 0.8 3-pointers a game. Averaging scoring 0.8 3-pointers a game, 2.3 attempts. This season, she goes out there and she's rolling. She hits 4 threes in the opener. And we had 9 starters who've had 4 or more threes in the first game of the season. The following game, 7 of the 9 have hit at least 2 of them. Either they get improved accuracy or they get more volume out there and they keep doing it. The difference between Jonquel Jones last season and this season was load management. They started her off slow, giving her minutes restrictions, and then finally opened her up at the end of the season. This year she rolled out there, played over 33 minutes coming off that, previous season there where little injury to deal things off the start of the season and the campaign out there. I'm not going to mess with Caitlin Clark. I looked at her assist. It went from 4.5. It's now 5.5. I don't know. Is she going to start getting there right off the gate? She definitely seems to be passed first while she picks up the tempo on the game. Any thoughts on this one, C-Mac? Fever and Liberty.
No. Now that 9, though, I think you take the Fever. This number has gotten really, really out there. I think at home they could hang around. The number's huge, and now it's 20.5. We'll see tonight because I think she could get over that. There's just not enough pieces, really, that the Fever have. But you nailed it there. Excellent, Mikey. WNBA capper extraordinaire right there. Jones should have another 25, though. I'm sure.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I thought, I just wanted to attack the plus spot with her threes there. 2 threes for this girl. I see it's now 2-0 as well. C-Mac, let's wrap this thing up here. Let's talk about Nuggets and Timberwolves. This is a big one, 8:30 start. Everyone's excited. This game opened at +3. It's moved to +2.5, even 2s out there now. 64% of the bets and 59% of the money on the defending NBA champs and the Denver Nuggets out there. This series was all but over, and Denver has come storming back out there. 3 straight wins, 2 of them in Minnesota. No shyness in winning on the road. They go back home. They handle business. Now they're back in the scene of the crime, these Timberwolves. Do they get the job done? Do they extend the series, or do the Nuggets put them to bed, C-Mac? What do you think about this game?
Yeah, Nuggets have taken over this series. But I think it's going to game 7 in this one. I think the T-Wolves give their best effort, and then they'll lose. This Nuggets team, now, if the Nuggets go in, they've shot it crazy. It's like high 40s, it seems like these last 3 games, 58%, 57%. They've just been really, really good. I don't mind the full game in this one, and everyone is on the Nuggets now. That's just totally flipped. They're closing it out. But I think if we get the best effort from the T-Wolves, and that's early. So I'm on them first half. I think they're going to get their defense locked in. The crowd should be going crazy. And maybe we finally get the Nuggets just a little bit off. We get a few bricks in this one. So for me, early and out, T-Wolves first half.
Are you going -1.5 in that spot? Or
Yep.
Yep.
-1.5, -1.5. I don't mind the money line, but I took the 1.5, -1.5.
Yeah, I looked at the first half. I debated. I shot the sheriff. I'm looking at this total though, and I see 106, and I was like, man, do I want to try to play this first half under game again? I
looked at it a ton because of that. I think they could have a bad start. The Nuggets, right. They've just been money these last 3 games, so I think there could be a struggle. But that agrees with kind of what I was going at. So that was my lean for sure.
The road teams in Game 6, going all the way back to 2012, are 51-27 in those spots out there. They're winning by just over 3 points a game outright in those spots. I took the points. Give me the 2.5 for this Denver Nuggets team over the stretch of the game, though. I'm not going to fuck around with that first half. I decided with the action I got laid out there across the board. For me, I went with some props, though. I do take the Nuggets plus 2.5. Teams with 3 series wins off a 14-plus win are 21-1 against the spread as well in the playoffs. So basically a hot team that's out there busting them up stays hot. They're covering the spread by over 9 points that next game as well. And then you got kind of the fade spot there. Home dogs or small favorites in game 6 or 7 are 3-28 if the total's under 208 out there as well. So some numbers that support playing the Nuggets, that support fading the T-Wolves. But the 2 props I went to, I'm back to him as well. Michael Porter Jr., the son of a bitch. We talked about him the other day. This guy's buy high, sell low situation. He goes crazy. They jack him up from 2.5 to 3.5. Then they move him all the way back down when he starts shitting the bed again to 2.5. And now we're back at that low for plus 112, over 2.5 threes for Michael Porter Jr. And I got the over 4.5 assists for Aaron Gordon. He's gotten 5 or more in 3 straight games. Correlates to the Denver Nuggets winning this game for me. This guy's been out there passing the ball around. You can get 3.5s that are super juicy, but the 4.5 out there at plus 128 shows that he's gotten it done comfortably. And again, it just goes in line with me thinking that the Nuggets the full game, they get the job done. So we can both win this game here, C-Mac. T-Wolves first half minus 1.5 for you. Excuse me. I'm on the Nuggets plus 2.5, MPJ over 2.5 threes, Aaron Gordon over 4.5 assists. Any prop thoughts for you on this game?
No, I'm going to stay off the props in this game. Let me hit up our guy Smoke and Mirrors for a couple jacks that he's talking about. Tucker was too low, so was Bellinger. I thought that was a look. They were not even 4-1, like plus 330, a lot of spots. But you could find it higher. Let me say that. But so give me Altuve plus 450. I think you go yard today, even though, I got the A's there. I think you can go yard. I don't mind Bregman, how hot he is, but I think Altuve could get it done. That was it. The late night, even the Dodgers, there wasn't the numbers just are not there. It's tough for me to take. Oh, the one other one here is Connor Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Plus 500. Put a little on him as well. So 6 for 10. He just had a homer last week. I put a little on him. So there's 2 for you.
I was hawking him down earlier today. I thought about that. I stayed off because I thought about that first 5 under situation. But yeah, if anybody on that Pittsburgh team is going to get it done, it's most likely that guy. So
him or Reynolds. I mean, that's basically the look, I think, right now. Yeah,
correlates with their shit offense as well. 3 runs average. Those 2 guys are getting them all.
Yeah, for real.
Well, excellent work. We got it all in and ready to roll, you guys. I hope you all enjoy your day today. We got ourselves some opportunities to get some cash. I'm trying to get in and watch this Mets game now. We're already down 2-0, but it is only the bottom of the second, so let's not hit the panic button.
It's early. Quintana, one inning with him. I'm telling you. Jeez Louise, I've seen it way too many times. Mikey, we're there. We're almost there. Shout out to you guys. 122. We will be there. Hit the goal score. Cash is big, but I don't need it. I don't want it. Let's give it to somebody else. Somebody else hit it big tonight.
It should be a lot of fun, you guys. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, hit the thumbs up on the YouTube video. We're just a couple short, and then we'll get to this free money giveaway. In the comments section, you got to get on the YouTube link, hit the comment button in the YouTube link, not in the chat here, the comment button on the YouTube link. So once you click the link, you'll see it at the bottom. Click that. It'll open up your opportunity to text your individual. And a couple of you guys reached out to me yesterday and said that it wouldn't let you. You have to be signed into YouTube, but I'm sure most of you guys are. So get that cash. Get out there and put them in the chat. Let's see what you guys have for them winners. And I hope somebody gets that $25 today. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what happens. C-Mac, we got the big weekend on the horizon. What's your plan this weekend, man? There's all kinds of things happening.
Nothing. I just want to win tonight, and we'll get to tomorrow. That's it, baby. Come on now. Fuck the weekend. Let's get it tonight.
I feel the exact same way. Let's get through this thing. Let's get some of these guys rolling here. Let's get this challenge moving. We need this break here with these Bills and keep it rolling, you guys. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Darius Moore, Peter Gracia, P-Dog out there, Smoking Mirrors, Joe P, Dana Delp. Hope you had a great birthday, Dana Delp. Juggler 23, Steve G up in the house, Darius Moore, Mike 72-1 went 72-2. I remember when he mentioned it. Good, thanks, man. Thanks for being accountable for me. Nasty Nate, David Wallace, you guys are great, man. Fletcher Berry. We'll see you guys all back here again tomorrow. It's going to be the same time, same place, 6 p.m. Pub Sports Radio. Turn your notifications on every time we go live. You'll be in the know. Follow my guy Connor Mack at Connor Mack Picks on X. You'll see his hitting props on the regular out there. Puts them on the X for free for you guys. Follow me at PimpSlap, P-O-D. And we'll see you guys all up again real soon. Good luck with your bets. Unless you're on the other side of me. Stay pumping, baby.
Peace. Be pumping.